Hey everybody, Steve here back for another review. Today we're looking at the Epiphone Gold Glory Les Paul Custom. This is Jared James Nichols' signature model. Really fun guitar, and we're going to have a good time taking a look at it today, so stick around and I'll see you on the bench. Alright folks, we got the Epiphone Les Paul Gold Glory sitting on the workbench to take a look at it. What a beautiful looking guitar in that aged gold finish, huh? Man, that thing really catches your eye. But anyway, so a little background on Jared James Nichols. If you don't know who he is, he's a Nashville-based singer-songwriter, guitar player. He's an absolute monster on guitar. You should really go and watch some videos of him play if you don't know who he is. He's a freak of nature when it comes to playing. But anyways, this is his second signature model. His first one was called the Epiphone Old Glory, so this one's a little play on words. And it's modeled after his original 1955 Gibson Les Paul Custom, where he took the neck pickup out and he just ran the bridge P90. Really cool guitar. That's kind of where he got his, that was his first guitar that got him onto the music scene. So it's pretty near and dear to him. But so anyways, he's been doing these Epiphone signature models for a few years now. And like I said, this one's the second iteration. The first one was a direct copy of his 55 Les Paul Custom. That one's called the Old Glory. And that was an ebony finish, and it was pretty much the same layout, other than it had underneath the bridge there was a placard on there that said Blues Power. That's like his signature kind of catchphrase, and a lot of people didn't really like that. They moved that to the truss rod cover on this model. And then the other difference was that the headstock was the old Epiphone shape, and this is a newer one. So now we move up to its third iteration, and I'm not sure of the name, but it's the same guitar, but it's in an aged Pelham blue finish. Really nice looking finish on that guitar. And the one difference with that is it's got a signature Seymour Duncan P90. It's called like the silencer. I don't really know how much difference there is there, but that's the third iteration. But today we're going to look at the second Gold Glory, beautiful guitar. So let's move on to the specs and construction of this guitar. Alright, so for the wood choice on this Les Paul Custom, it's a solid mahogany body, and the back of the neck is also mahogany. I've seen one review where someone was saying that it had a maple top to it, and from my research, and I've had the pickup out of this, I did not see that. So I'm going to go with that. It's a solid mahogany body, and then they chose to option up to a nice ebony fretboard, which I think really is a nice touch on this guitar. It's more like an actual Les Paul Custom. So very nice touch there on Epiphone's part doing the ebony. Alright, we got 7-ply binding on the front. You can see the 7 layers there, with this aged cream look to the outside binding. It's very classy, really elegant look on that gold finish, and then that binding continues up the neck and back around the headstock, giving this thing a really nice, just a classy look. It really grabs your eyes. So it's 7-ply on the front, and then the back is 5-ply, and we'll take a look at that when we flip the guitar over. The name of this finish is Double Gold Vintage Age. That's a mouthful to say. I think what they were going for here was like an aged gold top look. It's kind of what it reminds me of on like a 50s gold top, other than it doesn't have all the green effect going on with it, but very beautiful finish. And it doesn't get old looking at it. So That's what they call the finish. Obviously, this is a set neck guitar. We can't see the neck tenon because it is covered over with a mahogany slab. And then we got the lightning bar wrap tailpiece is what they call this. Just an aluminum tailpiece set into the guitar. They call it a lightning bar because you can see where each string sits. It's obviously it's not a saddle, but we're going to call it a saddle for this, and it kind of gives a lightning bar vibe. Quick tip, if you need to intonate a wrap tail, what you do is you move those set screws either in and out based on what you have to do. Quick tip with that, if you are doing that, make sure all your string tension is off and you've loosened all the strings, because if it's not, you will break that set screw in about 2 seconds and it will be stuck into your tailpiece. So, don't do that. Alright, we're going to move on to the neck specifications. Like I said, it's a solid mahogany neck with a ebony fretboard. They did these acrylic block inlays, which have some nice figuring, if I can get them to focus in the camera here. Nice touch paired with that ebony fretboard. We got 22 frets up and down the neck here. And they are advertised as medium jumbo, and that's pretty standard fret size for Epiphones and Gibsons. For being a Chinese made guitar, they're actually finished off really nice. I haven't had any issues with the frets, haven't had to dress them up or anything like that. It pretty much came totally playable out of the box, so that's good. Moving on to the nut, we have a nut width of 1 inch or 1.68 inches with your standard 24 3/4 scale length. The nut is made out of what they call new bone, and all that is a synthetic nut material. All the slots were cut very correctly. Everything lines up good here. Had no issues with the nut. So, and then the neck profile. This is what you call a baseball bat neck. I'm sure you've all heard of it if you've looked at old Les Pauls. This is typical of a 50s Les Paul to have a super chunky neck, and this one is no exception. It's like a C shape, and it fills out your whole hand. So if you don't like really fat necks, you might not like this guitar, but I think it plays really nice. With that matte finish on the back, it makes sliding up and down the neck very easy, and it fills out your hand nicely. But something to know that it's a very thick neck, so just something you have to get used to, or don't buy the guitar. So, all right, taking a look at the headstock of the guitar, we got our custom emblem there, and it's very big and bold, really stands out on this guitar. Here's the Blues Power truss rod cover. Quick little quality control gripe. If you look at the screws that hold that down, you see how they're kind of crooked? That means that they didn't drill their holes straight. So that's one minor thing I have to complain about. You can see it there more. Little thing, it's not the end of the world, but something to point out. And then our tuners are Grover Rotomatic tuners. They're not locking, but I've had no issue with them. You really can't go wrong with Grovers. And I want you to take a look at the finish on these guys. Now, they look shiny on the camera, but they're like a brushed aluminum. And the whole idea with that is they're going for that aged nickel look, like on an old Les Paul or anything that had nickel parts from the 50s or 60s. They get almost that white hue to them. These look more shiny, it's just because the light's hitting them from the window. And then on the tailpiece, they also did that brushed aluminum look, kind of give it an aged vibe. It shows up better here. But one more quality control issue that I did have with this guitar, and it was kind of unfortunate, is the body bushings in the guitar. What happened is the wood had expanded and the bushings started to pull out of the body under string tension. Excuse me. I had to fix that, And I made a video on how to do that, so if you want to see that, I will link that down below. So 2 little things, but you got to remember this is a Chinese-made guitar, and you're gonna have some small issues here and there. It's unfortunate, but it's the world we live in. And let's take a look at our strap buttons. Pretty generic stuff here. They work though. They hold your guitar on. We'll take a look at the output jack as well. Nice heavy duty plate there. And then you got your reflector top hat knobs. Pretty straightforward stuff here, guys. This is a fun guitar. It's a blast to play and it sounds nasty. So speaking of how it sounds, that is a Seymour Duncan P90 dog ear. Obviously they call it a dog ear because of how it mounts. It's got these ears on it, whereas a Soap Bar P90 doesn't have the ears, but it has 2 screws that secure it to the body. There's a little metal plate that sits down in the cavity, and then there's springs, and that's how you adjust your height up and down. The model number on that P90 is, let me find it here, SP91B. I don't know what that means, but that, when you take the pickup out, that's the model number on it. So, all right, we're gonna flip it over and take a look at the back. Taking a look at the back of the guitar here, we got the control plate off. Take a look at her wiring. It's not the cleanest, it's not the worst. I think it gets the job done. We do have 500K CTS pots. Let's see if we can zoom in there and get that. So they did opt for the good electronics, and then paired with the Seymour Duncan humbucker, that really makes this guitar worth the extra bit of money for being an Epiphone. But the body route's not terrible. You got some pretty heavy overspray in there, but that's to be expected. Here's a look at the 5-ply binding. A little less thick on there. And then let's move to the back of the headstock. And the best part about this guitar, factory black stinger. Man, you can't beat that. Paired with the gold, and then you got those aluminum style tuners. Man, that's cool. George Nichols, his little signature there. Nice little touch to let you know it's his guitar. And then our serial number. So, real quick, we're going to talk about the price point of these. In 2021, these retailed for $750. I'm seeing them now. They're still in production. And I saw them on one website was $639 for a brand new one, and then another one was $599. So they have come down a bit off that initial retail value. And then on the used market, as far as Reverb or Marketplace or wherever you go to find them, I saw anything between $450 and $600. So for not a lot of money, you can get into a pretty cool guitar that is a real eye grabber, and it sounds really good as well. So we're going to go over, plug this thing into the Marshall, and give you guys a run through of the tones on it. It's not going to be real long because, well, there's only one pickup. So let's go do it. All right, everybody, we got the Les Paul Custom plugged in. Ibanez Tube Screamer, MXR carbon copy for a little delay, plugged into the Marshall. We're going to start out with some clean tone and see how it sounds. Let's go. sloppy guitar playing. Don't know what to tell you. But no, on a serious note, that is the Jared James Nichols Les Paul Custom by Epiphone. Fun guitar, you can get some really good tones out of it. I rolled off the tone all the way down to get the woman tone, as Eric Clapton said. Probably not right to say these days, but anyways, yeah, it does that really well, and then you can turn that up and just get that ice pick bridge attack out of the P90. If you really open this thing up to some gain and push the amp a little harder than I did, she can get gnarly really quick, but that doesn't usually transpire to the video very well when you're pushing that hard. So, alright guys, I hope you like it. If you like the content and you like what I'm doing here, please, like, comment, and subscribe. I'm not begging for it, but it takes some work to do these videos, but I enjoy doing it, and I want to show people these guitars before they go out and spend money on them. So, alright guys, take it easy, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.